Ooh, it's cold. Oh, hell yeah. Yo, no lie, when I started opening this and filming it, I thought it was gonna be my Halloween costume. I forgot about this. Shout out to Ghost, man. They sent me 3 of their vegan whey protein tubs. I'm not vegan, obviously, but the vegan whey is awesome because it doesn't bloat you, it doesn't make you gassy. Tastes delicious. I tried some of Simon & Garrett's when I was visiting Albuquerque and I fucking loved it, so thank you, Ghost. I'm not sponsored by them, I'm not part of the Ghost team or anything like that. Literally, they just hooked it up with some of the vegan whey after I fell in love with it, and that is the coolest gift in the world. Okay, so I've seen a lot of people do the reading mean comments videos, right? And I've never done one of those, and I didn't really like the idea of them because I think it kind of opens, you're feeding trolls basically. But I had an idea, so I get a lot of positivity. Everyone knows my comment section is chaos, but there's a lot of positivity. The likes are always outweighing the dislikes, which is awesome. There's so much positivity and support from you guys, which I love. Then there's the complete negativity. There's the people that genuinely just do not like me. They dislike me. They throw straight up insults. There's no beating around the bush. They just leave an insult like, you look like shit. You know what I mean? Or you're a bitch. I hope you die. Like stuff like that. Those also don't bother me because there's nothing to think about. It's like clearly that person just does not like me. It is what it is. You get to go with the bad. There's only one genre of comments that triggers me, that gets under my skin. And it's like this gray area. And that is the people that don't outwardly dislike you and they're not outwardly directly insulting you, yet they always give you some sort of a backhanded, subliminal insult criticism on every video. And let's not get confused. There's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. If someone leaves constructive criticism, even if it's not the most pleasant thing to hear, if it's a truth, that's fine. You've seen me like start discussions with that, that's cool, I'm open to that. I've never blocked anybody for constructive criticism, even if it's not what I want to hear. But let's face it, constructive criticism comes once in a while when there's something to constructively criticize. If you are making it a point to follow every single video, and comment on every single video, and it's constantly criticizing me, and usually for small things, that's no longer constructive criticism. That's you are being a petty pain in the ass. Now that's annoying enough as it is because that's just constant negativity. Like, really, dude, can you just unfollow me? Or like, if you dislike me this much, can you just own up to disliking me and just leave the fucking insult instead of dancing around this bush? But like, the part about them that is the worst, or the part that actually triggers me, is these people will tend to try to talk down on you and give you some sort of criticism and give you this information like you're an idiot and correct you with information that's just genuinely bad and false. There is a difference between somebody who just doesn't know any better and they think they're genuinely trying to help you. That's fine, you can tell. There's a big difference, let's face it. But when there's like an air of trying to knock you down in like this narcissistic, snobby, snarky feel to the comment, you know they're not trying to actually help. So I'm gonna go through a few comments and we'll talk about it, man. Because these comments usually offer up all this like expert insight so we can make a discussion out of it. Let's go. This is under the last video, my 405 bench at 182 pounds body weight. Fuck, that's a sweet press if I've ever seen one. That's an awesome comment. Here we go. Bamboo training. Your dumbbell bench pressing improves your technique with barbell benching is bad. For someone who benches 405 pounds, if done with true raw strength, you should not struggle with 5 reps fresh with 140-pound dumbbells. And then above that though, he goes, finally looking better. So this one might actually be like genuine constructive criticism, but a comment like this bugs me because he's sitting there trying to give me this information like his word is law and I'm the dummy. And I can't stand that because it's dead wrong. Your dumbbell bench pressing improves your technique with the barbell is bad. What are you basing this on? There's no sort of calculator, algorithm, or guide that can dictate where a dumbbell press should be in relation to a barbell press. There's so many factors, number one, like the fact that I haven't touched flat dumbbell pressing since June 11th. That was my last time doing flat dumbbell pressing. So it's just a foreign move. Meanwhile, I've been practicing barbell pressing multiple times a week, every single week. So that's one factor that's gonna go in there. Beyond that, I mean, I took a poll on Instagram the other day, some of you guys might have seen it. The consensus shows that some people are just going to be better designed for one versus the other. Some people are going to be stronger at unilateral movements. Some will be stronger at compound movements with the barbell. I mean, that's just the way it goes. You can't compare those two. Correlations like the amount of reps you can do with a certain weight on a barbell compared to your 1 rep max on a barbell, that you can start taking into measurement, like, well, you should be at this for a 1 rep max, or if you're doing this 1 rep max with a barbell, you should be able to do this many reps with this weight with a barbell. That's fine. But you're comparing 2 different exercises. So like, that is just such a flawed thing to say, and yet he went and dropped it like he's like this. I don't mind if you bring it on with open discussion. If you're like, Nick, don't you think your dumbbell pressing might be a sign that your barbell blah blah blah, like that'd be fine. But he comes on here like he's the god. Your dumbbell bench blah blah, like I can't stand that. Your head's looking far better. That's a good compliment. It's a great compliment, man. I've been trying to work on this head. Donovan Lee, bro, that 405 on the second attempt was fast as fuck. Your physique is looking amazing. You brought my shoulders so much. Crazy gains, brother. Always been my inspiration. That is such an amazing comment. Thank you. I want to give the positivity some credit here too. Here we go. Johnny Seahorse. Your arch adds like 50 pounds and your ass comes off the bench big time. Stop arching and you'll see some gains, bro. Like, again with the it's the narcissism, I think. I'm narrowing down what it is that triggers me. So when someone offers bad or wrong information and then is just narcissistic about it, that's what triggers me. I implore you, I understand the arch comments, they'll forever be the case, that's fine, but I encourage any of you, Johnny Seahorse, if you're watching this, please show me what your 1 rep max is. Go into the gym today, add 50 pounds to that, get as big of an arch as you can get, and see if you can lock it out. That's all I'm gonna say about that to anybody who thinks an arch adds 50 pounds. And then also, like, to stop arching, you'll see some gains, bro. Like, I've been training for fucking 10 years. Like, I'm benching 405. I'll always be susceptible to the chest installs. It's a genetic weakness. I'll always have experts telling me, well, you can actually get your chest bigger if you just A, B, C, and D. I've done all of it. I've done the bodybuilding, flat back, bench and flies every workout, fluff and puff training. I've done the heavy powerlifting training. The powerlifting training is what has added the most mass. I mean, stop arching, you'll see some gains. Like this is my first year bench pressing. I just don't understand where people come from. I've probably been training longer than you and probably moved more weight than you. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, again, it's just the way it's delivered. Don't you think you might see some better gains if you stop arching? Like, that's fair. That's someone trying to have a discussion, an open-minded discussion. They're not trying to come off like a narcissistic expert. I like how that midget homo Dan is clearly on trim because he's trying to compensate for his short stature. Damn! Who hurt you? Dan is awesome. I love Dan. He is the best human being. Much respect, longtime follower, looking cut, bro, and still strong. He's a small gorilla. Keep it up, bro. Don't understand how Nick gets as much hate as he does. Dude's got some guns. Thank you, Anthony Moody. That is melting my heart, man. Melting my heart. Oh, here we go. Here's a gem. This is by MB. I know you won't respond, but if, meaning intermittent fasting is what I do, if doesn't work for most people, you should be leaner than you are. I did if for years before I realized it doesn't work for fat loss. Your arms are still way too fat. Big, but over fat. But great 405 bench, much love. Much love after all that. That's the other thing I love too. No offense, but something offending. Like, just stand by your insults, guys. This just drives me up a wall though. Like, you are clearly, with all due respect, MB, you are clearly not someone who is educated enough on dieting to be giving advice like this, especially with this sort of expert tone in your voice. Like, you should be leaner than you are. Based on what? I'm in the middle of a diet. Like, compared to where I was at 20.4% body fat in June, now I'm nearing the 10%, I'm like 12% right now. That's a lot of progress. Check back in the next 8 weeks, I'll be even leaner. Maybe I'll be as lean as you want me to be by then. But it's like, I don't get dumb statements like that. You should be leaner than you are. What does that even mean? How lean should I be right now? And why? Based on what? Like, if I were stepping on a stage tomorrow, then yes. That would be an objective truth. I should be leaner than I am to be competitive on a stage right now. Fine, but in the middle of a cut, that doesn't make sense. Also, intermittent fasting doesn't work for most people. You did intermittent fasting for years, it didn't work for fat loss. Intermittent fasting is just an eating schedule. That's it, it's a timing schedule. Your diet didn't work for you. People's diets don't work for them. It's nothing to do with the eating schedule. Intermittent fasting has worked great for me because my diet has been working great for me so far. That's why I'm down like 25 pounds. But it's the diet. Intermittent fasting is not a diet. It is a time structure. But that right there, it's like if someone doesn't even know that basic of a fact, that intermittent fasting is a time structure, you should not be leaving comments with this tone of voice. most people don't act like an expert. Don't come on here with this narcissistic tone if you don't even understand the basics of intermittent fasting. Like, that just drives me insane. Here we go, karate chump. This one actually might not be an asshole comment. This one might just be someone who just genuinely doesn't know any better. This is fine. Karate chump. You don't bench with a flat back, and you want to sell me a $20 book on how I can improve my flat back bench press. Hit 405 with a flat back and I'll consider it. All right, so like that one's fair. That's probably somebody who just doesn't really know any better. I've hit flat back benches for years. In 2014, I hit 365 with a flat back, and I stayed flat for a long time. I was still moving some pretty big weight with it. I recently switched the last couple of years to an arch because I feel like the arch is better for a number of reasons that I've talked about. You're in a decline position, which is safer for your shoulders. You'll notice, I'm saying this as somebody who competed in bodybuilding for 7 years, but you'll notice pec tears and rotator cuff injuries are far more common in the bodybuilding scene than they are in the powerlifting scene because bodybuilders tend to bench with a flat back. So the arch really saves your shoulders. That lack of going all the way down to the bottom makes it so you're not putting that strain at the very bottom on the rotator cuff. The arch also turns it into more of a decline press, which people use as an insult, but that's a good thing in my opinion. You're activating the most pectoral fibers in the decline position of your pectorals. So you're actually activating the pecs better in that position. And then yes, it shortens your range of motion, can potentially allow you to move some more weight. Keyword is can. Everyone's biomechanics are different. But if it can allow you to move more weight, that's great, because that more weight being moved is called overload. You are overloading the muscle better. So now you're overloading the muscle in a position that's activating the muscle even better while keeping your shoulders even safer. Full range of motion can be great with certain exercises. I recommend if you want to do a full stretch down at the bottom, you stick with dumbbell pressing because the hands have the ability to move in a free range of motion, so that's going to be less compromising at the bottom. When your hands are in a fixed position under the barbell, that's when things can get dicey down here. So honestly, that's why I do the arch. I think it's more efficient. I think telling me to go to a flat back bench now at the weight I'm benching is almost like telling me to ego lift because I'm literally just going into a more risky position for my shoulders. I'm activating the chest less and I'm not overloading the muscle as much if I do end up pressing less. And the proof is also in the pudding. People insult me for my chest all the time because it's a genetic weak spot, always will be. But those of you who've been following along can attest that I have more mass on my chest now than I ever have before. All the years I was doing the flat back bodybuilding style flies, the whole 9 yards, all the fluff and puff, I had the birdiest bird chest in the world. Now it's like a big bird chest, but I got more thickness in that chest from doing the arched heavy barbell pressing. So that's why I arched. And to answer your question, why should you download my ebook for that? I understand. I've applied, studied, and I just understand the biomechanics of a press. Plain and simple. I'm helping a client out right now who can't arch at all, the flattest back in the world because he has scoliosis and he's a very tall, lanky dude with very long arms. And I'm helping him out and I've added like 20 pounds to his bench already. It's just simply, if you understand biomechanics, you can help anybody out no matter their preference and style. Arching is just a style, it's a style preference, but pressing is pressing and I can help everybody and anybody with pressing. And if you have a flat back, it might actually be easier to pinpoint where exactly your weaknesses are, especially if you have long arms. You may need more tricep focus in specific ways. You may need to spend more time focusing on the bottom of the rep, pauses, some tempo, some spoder presses, whatever it may be. Everyone's different. So that's why you should still download the book, even if our benching style is completely different, because I understand pressing. Solid lift. Butt came off the bench, but still very impressive for your body weight. I'll be trying to maintain my 440 bench, cutting from 215 down to 198. Wish me luck. Damn, man. Good luck. That is some big ass pressing, man. And you know what? I love comments like these. This is how you can tell when real lifters are watching. Like I said, man, it's usually the ones who don't know what they're talking about that try to sound like experts. This dude who just commented, his avatar looks fucking jacked. I can't see anything else, but his profile picture looks like he's in great shape. And he's benching 440. And he comes on my video, and he doesn't nitpick. And he benches more than I do, and he's not sitting here telling me what's what. That's the kind of level-headedness that only like people with actual experience in lifting tend to have. I'm gonna wrap this up with probably the best comment on here by James D. Honestly, not that impressed, bro. I'm a malnourished fetus and my mom does meth and I can rep 585 on incline for 32 reps with no wrist straps. And that was the best fucking comment in the world. So that was kind of fun. I love all you guys for your positivity, man. Like, you see it, I don't spend time trying to like respond or get all bothered or butthurt. I don't mind insults. I just can't stand when people that don't know what they're talking about try to act like experts in a way that is intended to knock you down, criticize you in a harsh way, not constructively. And like that, especially when that's all they ever leave. Like shout out to Shane McDonald. That's an example of somebody who I don't know why he still subscribes to me. Just unsubscribe. The dude, ever since I've noticed him on my radar, I've noticed he leaves a comment on every single video. And it's never an insult directly, but it's never a compliment and it's never positive. It's always something very backhanded and snarky. Always, every video. And I'm like, you clearly don't like me, just unsubscribe. But you know, it is what it is, and it's the internet, and the internet's free. That was fun, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. That was just a little switch up, a little change of pace. Check out the rest of the videos if you haven't seen them recently. See you in the next one.